Hello, 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 listeners, and welcome back to another very fun episode of My Big Fat Pull List. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to go a little kind of off the cuff here and just have a little conversation as we get ready for what could be one of the most exciting superhero movies of all time. We are getting ready for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I am Dr. Impact, and joining me today, fellas, introduce yourselves.
Smurphy.
Pistol danger coming up the rear.
Oh man, right out the gate, it's going to be one of those kind of episodes.
Gotta do it. The fans demand it.
That's right. That's right. It's expected at
Mhm.
this point. Listeners, we don't really have our normal structure for this episode because we're going to kind of change things up a little bit every now and then. We are just going to chat about all things Doctor Strange as we get ready for this massive movie. Before we get into it, guys, have you bought your tickets yet?
Nope.
Yep. Seeing it the Saturday it comes out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Uh,
S-
Dr. Impact, I'm waiting for you to let us know where we're going.
I was just going to say, Smurphy, when do you want to go?
Whenever, man. I'm excited. Whenever you let me know.
All right, all right. And that
Mm,
what's a release on the 6th, I think?
Yeah, but they always have so normally it always comes out on a Friday, and they always have tickets on like Thursday night.
Yeah.
Right,
But
Always,
like
you
a
know, like 10 or midnight or whatever. So if you want to do that, we could possibly even do that.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
Listeners, if
that
you
could
want to join them, just
yeah, just follow
just
along.
DM us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Good
there
luck.
you go. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, yeah, it's right because it's hitting Free Comic Book Day
Yep.
weekend because that's Marvel's weekend now.
Mhm.
That's when a new Marvel movie always comes out. Um I guess guys, what do you know what is your history with Doctor Strange before the MCU?
So before like the cinematic universe, I only really couple few times the storylines like World War Hulk when he would pop in,
Hmm.
a few stories here and there. But really, when I started getting into Doctor Strange, he was gone and Brother Voodoo took over for him.
Oh,
Like
when
that's
Brother Voodoo was the Supreme Sorcerer or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that's like I started getting Doctor Strange, and as soon as I start getting into him, they were like, "Hey, he's gone. Here's Brother Voodoo," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I followed that for a little bit, which was a cool, interesting storyline, and then I kind of like dropped out of it, and now he's back.
Hmm.
So but yeah.
Well, I think he's gone now. He's dead now.
He's gone now again.
He's dead
Okay,
again.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
Like, there's
again,
not a
again.
body? 'Cause there's
No,
no body.
not this
Yeah,
time.
okay.
I don't know. I have the Death of Doctor Strange storyline, but I haven't read it yet. I do know that he officially dies because I don't know if you guys are aware of the character Clea,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Former girlfriend or on and off girlfriend? Yeah.
on and
Mm.
off girlfriend, and I think somehow because I never really read the older Doctor Strange stuff too much, so I don't really know her full involvement. Listeners out there, if you know, share it with us. Um, I think she has some sort of like dealings with magic as well. So I don't know if she's like a tester magic supreme. I don't know. I'm making up words now, and I'm just stringing things together and not making sense. But um, yeah. So, but I do know that now in the comics, she is now the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I did read that first issue of that came out. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Not interesting
Yeah.
enough for me to get it,
And
but yeah, it's interesting.
we should clarify. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore. That's Wong.
Well, in the
In the
MCU.
Yeah,
in
in
the
the MCU,
MCU.
due to a technicality.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
That's right. Due to the 5-year blip, right?
Yep, yeah,
Mhm.
that was it.
Yeah.
Because he says that in Spider-Man. Like I was just watching Spider-Man, and I was like, man, like they really threw a lot in that movie that you can easily gloss over. Like that's kind of a big important detail that he's not Sorcerer Supreme anymore.
Mhm.
So
Have you guys noticed that they're doing a really good job of doing that with a lot of films? Like I've been going back and rewatching not everything because I did that building up to Infinity War, but I've been going back and rewatching some things and Age of Ultron, which I always enjoyed when it first came out. It seems now like there's a lot of what is going on in the MCU came from Age of Ultron. Like that was a huge pivotal movie.
Oh yeah.
And I'm starting to notice, like you said, Smurfy, that like No Way Home, and um, even things like Homecoming, and some of the other standalone movies, like the amount of stuff that was introduced in these things that they're building on now, it's really crazy.
They make almost every movie important. Even if you're
Yeah,
like, oh, I don't like that, it's like it's still important, man. It's still in
Mhm.
there. It still counts. You still got to pay attention to it. And even if you don't like it, just at least watch it once. You're gonna be kind of lost in some details. You know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, it's funny you mentioned that. I had just come up with a rewatch list that I was kind of sifting through in my head, like what does and doesn't. And right now we've got Doctor Strange one, of course.
Obviously,
Sure.
I was thinking Infinity War Endgame if I've got time, but like they aren't the more important.
that's just honestly, that's just a fight scene with him.
Right.
It really just is. Like Strange is in there just to fight.
Mhm.
So
WandaVision,
that's a big one.
yeah.
That's gonna be, yeah.
Low key, but only the parts, the back
Like
two
the
or
end.
three episodes,
Yeah, the end
dealing
episodes.
with the multiverse.
Mhm.
Yep.
Logan, just because you never know.
You really so out of all
You-
the X-Men, say Logan.
I mean,
I was
what's the latest one? I would say if I had, I mean, because I don't want to watch Dark Phoenix, Apocalypse, any of those.
No, I wouldn't watch those. I would not. I mean, I honestly don't think they'll tie those in anyway.
Right.
Like, yes, the movie said they tie themselves into the original X-Men stuff, but clearly they're focusing more on the Patrick Stewart
Right.
stuff. So,
Well, and that's why I was gonna say you're gonna go with the Logan instead of Days of
Yeah,
Future
because
Past.
Mrs. Danger hasn't even seen Logan.
Oh,
that's
okay.
good,
All right.
too.
and it's a good movie. Like, it
Yeah.
is good. So,
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think, what was the last one we wanted to try and get in? Spider-Man, of
I was gonna
course.
say I heard
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I heard that's gonna be a bigger deal than like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at tepidly. We might add or take out things as need be, and depending on if we actually get around to things quick enough,
How many of them have you?
0.
All right, you're making good progress
Yeah,
then.
good.
Right? I keep being like, "Do you want to watch Strange tonight?" She's like, "No, I don't want to." And I'm just like, "All right,
Gonna have to sooner or later. Yeah.
I have a pretty good memory of this stuff, so cool."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man.
And What If? The episode with
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
With the Doctor Strange What If, because I heard that. Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty big effect too. Do you guys
Yeah.
want to go? So I heard some rumors. I don't know if you want to talk about rumors or not.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so obviously the rumor of Patrick Stewart being in the movie.
I don't think that's a rumor.
It's not a rumor, right? It's been confirmed.
It's pretty much confirmed
It's
now at this
IMDb.
point.
I heard. Now this is just internet rumors on Reddit, so take it for whatever it is.
Mhm.
I heard the newest rumor is that Wanda's going to do an opposite of No More Mutants.
Hmm.
Like she's
That's
gonna
what
get
I've heard
so
too.
fed up. She's going to
Yeah.
be like
More mutants.
mutants,
Yeah.
and they're boom, and that's how they're going to draw them into the MCU.
That's what I've heard too. Like it's a reverse House of M.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then I heard that Deadpool's going to have a big part of this movie too, which I think that is like 3% chance of that being true.
I heard he's in it, but
Yeah,
like not
right.
like
It's like he's gonna be in it, you know, like he pops up or is in a portal or something like that.
Yeah.
You see him in a different
Well,
world.
so have you seen the picture that was released of Deadpool in like a glass case?
mhm.
No.
Yeah, so in the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, one of them, I forget which trailer this was in. You see a room filled with these glass cases, and there are people in the cases. And even if you freeze the frame on that, there's nothing in those cases that you can make out clearly
Right.
enough to be anyone. But an image supposedly, and I'm using, air
Right.
quotations, leaked, showing one of those glass cases with Deadpool in it, standing around and looking around. It could have been photoshopped. Who knows?
Right.
I've
Yeah.
seen it. It looked pretty legit, but
Well, isn't
who
there
knows?
also the picture of the production picture where it's him in the Deadpool suit with the costume designer in the background, like suiting him up?
Oh wow.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that, but that would be pretty hardcore evidence right there.
And, hey,
In all fairness, I could see Ryan Reynolds showing up with the Deadpool costume anyway, just being like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and they're like, "You're not in this movie," and he's like, "I am now."
Yeah.
Like, "Put me in, coach."
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
"No, like, go away."
I could also see him being the post credits scene
Yes.
as well,
Oh yeah.
because
Exactly.
the film had some reshoots recently, after they cut the film down. So initially they had announced that it was going to be a 2 hour and 40 something minute film.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're saying that they've cut about 25 minutes out. And now it's like, what, 2 hours and 8 minutes or something like that?
Okay.
Um, my assumption, my belief is that the stuff that got cut out is more than likely a lot of the
Easter egg
Easter
stuff.
egg cameo stuff.
Which
So I could easily see Deadpool Ryan Reynolds showing up in the post credits scene going, ha, I made it. You cut me out and I'm still in it.
Almost like a Ferris Bueller thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's almost like
Right.
he
I,
did
I
in
could see
Deadpool
that.
1.
Yeah.
Right.
But who knows? Who knows?
Which is sad because, like, honestly, like, I would stick around for a 3-hour Marvel movie. I did for the fucking Batman, and I'm not that big of a Batman fan.
Right.
I still have yet to see the Batman, but I mean, if No Way Home and Endgame and Infinity War are any indication, it's clear, and Batman and the Batman too. I mean, the numbers for the Batman are good.
There.
Mm-hmm.
If the movie is compelling enough and interesting enough, people will watch it. Well, hell, our personal views and feelings aside, obviously, plenty of people sat around for the 14 million hour long Justice League Snyder cut.
So, dude, so many
And
non-comic fans did that.
right,
Just based
and
on like
that
interest
wasn't
in
even
it.
that compelling.
No.
No. You
People
polish
just
a turd, it's still a turd.
it's hurt. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't understand, unless the stuff that is getting cut just really kills the momentum of the film. I don't understand the thought process of cutting it down. Any one of us would sit through it just fine if it was three
Right.
hours.
I can just see him going, "Hey, man, this is a lot of Easter egg stuff. We already threw a lot of Easter eggs at him. We can cut some of the stuff out."
Yeah, I
Sure.
could too.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is they're like, "We already have so many Easter eggs, man. We don't need to throw this many more at them." So
Release the cut. Or I'm already
yeah,
championing. Release the strange cut.
right.
Mouse,
Mhm.
I want you.
The Raimi cut.
Yeah.
um, that's pretty interesting too. That it's Sam Raimi
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
directing, and the amount of rumors that have been floating around of Tobey Maguire and Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell is my number one that I hope happens.
I heard
I do too.
Andrew Garfield with that too. They're like, you can't have Toby without Andrew. So I heard it's
Well,
a package
I-
deal with those two.
sure, but Andrew doesn't have the connection
Well,
to
right. I'm just
Sam
saying.
Raimi. But
They were
yes,
just like, oh, if you're gonna have Toby, you gotta throw Andrew in there too.
Yeah.
Because like, so everyone's like, okay.
I could also be fine with just one of the Spiderman in it,
Yeah.
not particular.
yeah, any of them, yeah. Have you guys heard the rumor that the Bruce Campbell cameo in the film, because Sam Raimi is directing and Bruce Campbell was in all three of the Sam
Right.
Raimi films as
Yeah.
basically different characters. Back when Sam Raimi was making the films, there was always the rumor and belief and talk that eventually
Mm-hmm.
Raimi would get to Mysterio, and that Bruce Campbell would be Mysterio
Mhm.
following throughout all the movies, like kind of
Right.
a constant always there. So the latest rumors about Bruce Campbell's role in the film, they're twofold. There's one that is he is going to show up as what would have been the Raimi Mysterio,
Oh, I'm down
uh,
for that.
Yeah.
which
Or
I would be down for.
maybe
The
that
the
would
other
cut 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The other rumor that I've heard is that he is going to show up as a Doctor Strange variant,
Ha!
Hmm.
I've also
and they're.
heard it's Ash. Like
I've
Yeah.
heard that as well. I've heard
Yeah,
that as well. I
Ash
think
versus
that would
Ash.
come. I've heard. Yeah, that would probably come down to, you know, does Sam have the rights to the
Right.
character of Ash to do that in any film he wants, as long as he doesn't mention, Evil Dead or Army or the properties that other
Right.
studios own. I don't know the answer to that.
I think the mouse has enough money
Yeah.
that they can get away with it. Because I want the mouse to service me. All right, I want to be completely serviced while I'm watching this movie. I'm a fan. Service me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paying
I
those
think there's
5-star
going to
lounge
be.
prices.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I'm paying those 5-star lounge prices.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's going to be enough service in the film.
Yeah.
I worry that there's going to be a lot of good fan service that has been cut. That's my biggest worry about the film.
That's fair. Like,
But you know what though? Look at their track record of Marvel movies. Even the ones that are bad are still good. You know, they're still not that bad. So I have
Yeah.
faith in them. If they're, you know, like I'm like, I don't know, I got faith. Like, what was their worst property they've done so far in Humans? They don't talk about right now, ever.
we just don't talk about it.
Yeah, we just don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Inhumans, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragonus Prime and I the other day we were at the shop and we were on the way back from the shop. We were talking about Doctor Strange and talking about Marvel's track record, and we were saying the same thing that Inhumans is probably the one that they missed the boat on
Mhm.
or misstepped with, because even if you consider, and most people do, Iron Man 2 and not Incredible Hulk, I'm sorry, Iron Man 2 and Thor 2
Yeah.
as Thor Dark World as the two bottom
Right.
films of the MCU barrel. And yeah, they are. They are the two worst of all the MCU movies. Even those are better than a lot of other films that come out, and certainly better than anything almost that DC has done. Maybe, with the exception of a handful, but
Yeah. I want to say we saw the first two episodes in theaters of Inhumans, and I thought it had some good potential. The cast was killing it.
The cast was
Mhm.
great.
Like,
and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we even came out of it and said it. We could tell it was a cop out that at the end of the second episode, they're like, okay, anything CGI, let's eliminate. Dog locked
Mhm.
up, her hair cut off.
Mhm.
His funky feet. He's gonna wear boots. This guy's who's got the mental powers, amnesia. I was like, really, man, you did it all at once too? Like what a cop out. Like we were just like, oh, if they would have done that, if they would have made that into a movie, I think it would have been solid.
yeah, if they could have tempered the way they took away their abilities,
like one at a time, almost
Yeah.
pick them,
Yeah.
pick them off one at a time. That's a story.
What's his name? Mad.
Ramsey Bolton.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
He was terrific
as the bad guy.
Oh my god, what is his name? It's
I don't know.
Mad something.
Oh yeah, the Black Bolt's brother, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, and I can't remember. Mad. Yeah, you're right. It is Mad something. Listeners, you're gonna have to help us out
It's
here.
not
You're
Mad
gonna have
too,
to jump on and send us some stuff on our social media platforms and let us know what we're screwing up here, because we know the name but we can't remember it.
Right. But yeah, like they had an amazing cast. I didn't hate the idea of them shaving her head, but again, out of like they took away everything. It's like,
right.
Come on, man.
That's the thing. Like I didn't mind her shaving her head, and I didn't mind we're gonna lock up Lockjaw so he can't teleport out of there. And I was like, okay, but it was just the fact that they were like, boom, boom, boom.
They neutered him.
Like, jeez, come on, man.
Yeah, they neutered him, and I
Yeah.
understand why, because network TV, that's a hell of a budget. Had
Right.
it been a Disney Plus show, it would have been very different.
Right.
And I only made it 2 or 3 episodes in, and I couldn't finish it. It was just I just couldn't get through it. It wasn't
Same.
bad. It was just kind of boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And Karnak's ability, like Karnak's unconsciousness or whatever, however they nerfed him,
yeah,
was the dumbest.
Maximus?
Maximus the Mad. There it is.
Maximus.
Maximus, that's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I never made it through the whole thing, and I just kind of thought, well, I guess that's not a big deal, because now there's question as to how much of the ABC stuff is actually MCU canon and whatnot.
Right.
Well, now it's not on IMDb yet, although that's not a guarantee one way or the other. IMDb really is kind of a joke as far as judging things, but
Yeah,
because
and the ranking of their-
anyone can edit it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but it's not on IMDb, and it hasn't been officially announced, but it's been pretty close to announced that Anson Mount is in Doctor Strange 2
Right.
as Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. And he was a phenomenal Black Bolt.
He was.
Like I thought he did great for a guy who can't speak. His acting was
Oh,
phenomenal.
Anson Mount is always great. I can't wait
Mhm.
for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Him as Captain Pike, I can't wait for that. In fact, listeners, I've been on such a huge Star Trek kick lately that maybe we'll do some sort of a Star Trek episode when that comes out. But yeah, Anson Mount's awesome. He's always awesome.
Yeah. And again, they just were given bad scripts, and that's not their fault.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And who knows? I mean, the the Black Bolt that he is supposedly playing in Doctor Strange 2 may not even be the
Right, the same
Black
Black
Bolt
Bolt.
from the show. I mean,
Oh,
there's already talk that Patrick Stewart's Professor X is not necessarily the Professor X we've seen in the movies. It just confirms that those movies do exist
Right.
in the multiverse, whether we go to them or not. This could just be another Professor X variant.
Yeah, which would make sense because last time we see Professor X, spoiler alert, he dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Huh. So last time you see both that Professor X's they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess really it was just the McAvoy one's the only one that made it out, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Quote unquote made it out.
I thought he
I
died
mean,
too.
No.
Well, see, I never saw Dark Phoenix all the way.
I never watched it at all.
Yeah.
I
So I don't
have
know.
Dark Phoenix.
I have it too. I bought it. I played it, and he came over, and we literally were like bored 5 minutes in, and we just let it play in the background, and we never ever finished it.
I think
Like
that
we
was
never watched it.
Apocalypse.
No,
No,
that was
I
Dark
don't
Phoenix.
remember
That's what
now.
I'm saying. It was Dark
So
Phoenix.
why don't we do this? Why don't we all get together and watch DREDD?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie's phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm not watching Dark Phoenix. The same reason I'm not watching Batman vs Superman. Not
Yeah.
wasting my time.
You know, Dark Phoenix, I bought it sight unseen. I hadn't
Well, I
seen
did
it.
too.
I had heard the rumors that it was so bad, but I thought, well, I got to finish off the collection.
Mr.
So
X
I
told
bought
me not
it.
to buy it. Mr. X goes, "Don't buy this movie. It's bad." And I bought it right in front of him. And he goes, "I hate you." And I said, "I have to for the completist in me. If
Yeah.
it's a comic movie, I got it." He goes, "I
I've got
understand
to have it.
But
I've
he's like,
got to
"It's
have
bad."
it.
And I was like,
Did you get New Mutants?
Not yet,
didn't 'cause
but I
couldn't
will.
find it yet. I haven't been able to find it on DVD, but no, not yet.
Okay.
I didn't mind New Mutants. I mean, I thought that there was.
Oh yeah, no, I liked it. Like New
Yeah,
Mutants
there
was
were
great. Like
nuggets of a good movie in there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like overall, it was fine. Like it was a
Yeah.
horror movie with mutants. Cool. Do you see some of your favorite characters? Yes. Was it weird? Sure, but like it
Yeah.
was fun. It was enjoyable. I didn't get bored through it. So
No.
And I bring them up because you never know who's going to show up. Personally, I'm working my way through Legion. I would love it for Legion to show up in here.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, the TV series Legion.
yeah, the Hulu
I never-
season?
With the
I never
FX
did
show,
see
yeah,
that. I
it's
heard it
Hulu.
was amazing.
Well, it started as I thought FX.
I think it was FX because it
And then only season one.
Gifted, was it that the name of it?
No, the Gifted was
Yes.
Fox.
Yeah.
The
okay.
Gifted
Yeah.
was purely Fox, not
Okay.
FX, and they are different.
Yeah. So
Because FX was like Sons of Anarchy and stuff.
yeah, I
so,
can't recommend Legion enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh God, what's his name?
It's a mental
Stevens. Yeah. Eric Stevens? No, Dan Stevens, the guy who plays Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey Plaza has the time of her life as some of these characters, and they don't shy away from who he is, but it's not like, hey, guess what? X-Men.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it is a mental trip. I can only watch 2 episodes in one sitting because there is a lot to digest visually. They attack you from every sense.
They do.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I tried a marathon after the 3rd episode. I was like too much overload. Like
Yeah.
it's sensory overload. You're like, I gotta watch something else for a little bit, man.
Mhm.
Like,
How many seasons did it run?
It's 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
11 episodes, season 1 and 2, 8 season 3, but there is a definitive end to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
knew in
Okay.
advance they were like Disney had bought the Fox or FX and
Whatever,
it was
yeah.
over.
Yeah. Like they
Well, at
had the
least-
end in mind.
At least if it's such a sensory overload show, at least it's not massive 22 episode seasons. Then
Right.
Yes.
that's a little
the thing.
more digestible.
Yeah.
And I am halfway through season 2, and it's
'Cause
so good.
I was watching season 1 as it was airing and talking to it with a guy at work, and we'd go back and forth like, "Well, what about this? Well, this is this." And he's like, "You're a comic nerd. What's this?" And I'm like, "Well, in the comics is this, but this isn't the comics, man."
Mhm.
And he was like, "Oh," and yeah, so we were just, and we'd walk away with our heads hurting, like we're like, "Oh."
I will have to give that a watch at some point.
I would love David to show up in this. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far back into properties they do go. You know, like will we see Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk
oh,
at some
man.
point? You know,
I would
Him and Thor,
Oh,
bad
yeah.
Thor, put him in it too.
you know, I recently just got a 2-disc set of The Return of the Incredible Hulk and The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and just watched them. And The Return of the Incredible Hulk, while I love it and it's certainly fun, man, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. And I was a huge fan of the show, but man, that Return movie and the Thor is just not good. But just a little while ago, I finally rewatched the trial of the Incredible Hulk
Oh, the Murdoch.
with Daredevil and Kingpin, and yeah,
Huh.
and which was both films were backdoor pilots. I mean, the Return was a backdoor pilot for a Thor show, and the trial was a backdoor pilot for a Daredevil show.
Mhm.
That watching that, I was like, okay, this is actually. I mean, yeah, it's dated. It's a 1989,
Right.
Sure. Yes.
TV movie, but it was actually pretty good. It was actually really well done. I saw a documentary or a interview recently regarding some of the old Hulk movies and that, and they were interviewing the actor who played Daredevil in the trial, and he said that everybody was very excited. The ratings were very high for the film on TV, and the response was very well received.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much ready to order a series when another network announced that they were going ahead with their own superhero series, and all other networks got cold feet, saying, well, we're not going to be able to do two. They're
Huh.
the audiences are not going to be able to watch two, so cut it. The other
Jeez.
series was The Flash.
Okay.
Huh.
So The Flash
Interesting.
came out and it basically killed Daredevil, which
Oh
I found
wow.
to be interesting. Which sucks because that would have been a really cool show. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a neat movie, but yeah, like will we see them at all briefly? Will we see the
Well,
old
I doubt you'll see the Flash. I
Yeah.
really doubt you will see Flash.
Here's my
Oh,
biggest
okay.
hope is we get the Hoff in there.
Yeah.
I
Right.
need the
Yeah.
Hoff's Nick
Oh, the
Fury.
Hoff's Nick Fury.
Oh, that's right. Not Nick Cage.
Yeah.
The Hoff's Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Fury, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, David
And the Gen
Hasselhoff's
X
Nick-
movie?
Oh man.
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Well, what about getting the I can't remember the actor who played the part now, but what about the TV Doctor Strange movie from the 70s?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that
Give
was
me
a
the
thing.
Corman Fantastic Four too.
Yeah.
Oh, Smurphy, you don't even know about that?
No, I didn't even know about that.
Oh, you'll have to borrow it. I have it on
Oh
DVD.
man. No, I think we have
It's
to have a movie night. I think we gotta have a movie
okay.
night. We should
All right.
All get
pizza.
together,
Mm-hmm.
watch Dread.
Yeah. Exactly. And talk
Watch
about that movie
Dread
while
and
I
then
watch
talk
Dread,
about yeah, right.
Yeah, talk about everything.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange TV movie is again, it came out at the same time as Incredible Hulk, and they were trying to, you know,
What an obscure was he that popular back then?
no, they just
That's
thought
crazy.
that maybe it would be an easier property to translate at that time effects wise than
Interesting.
Yeah.
Spider-Man or any of the other things. Which,
Huh.
if you start to think about it, you can do cheesy, stupid magic effects
You can't,
back
yeah.
in the
Sure.
70s
Yeah.
easier
Yep.
than crawling up a wall and that kind of stuff.
You say that, but I remember seeing Batman and Robin scale a wall.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I also saw him running around and avoiding throwing a bomb in the
Yeah.
water because he didn't want to hit a
He
shark.
also had his trusty shark repellent spray.
And he had his shark
Spray.
repellent.
It was
Yeah.
an
Gotta be
aerosol. Yeah, it was an
Batman
aerosol.
is always ready.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
Yeah. I want
It's
to
gotta
believe
be.
that that's where the Batman is always ready meme came from. Because Adam West would always be like, oh yeah, episode's almost over. Bat ending. There it is. Boom. Bat pocket sand. Boom.
Yeah,
Done.
my favorite part-
Rewritten script. Here you go.
in the movie, they had to show every vehicle possible so they could use it for the TV show. So they were like, Batman, quick, get in the Bat Cycle, drive to the Batmobile,
Yeah.
hop out of that, climb to the Bat Copter, fly away to go to your Bat Blimp, and then land to the Bat Submarine. And you're like, what? And they're like, this way we can have all this crap for the TV show. Like,
it's funny that,
Brilliant.
that show had all that stuff, but
Yeah.
yet it predated the era of real action figures because the
Mhm.
show feels like a 3-season long toy commercial
I feel like Hasbro
for
got
no
involved in
toys that
Yeah.
exist.
Like Hasbro was like, listen, man, if you're gonna make a movie, we need to market and merchandise this.
It
So have
should have been
everything-
that, like, yeah, but it was just too soon for that, I guess.
Yep.
Oh man.
Although there are some pretty awesome new 66 Batman figures that are done like the Marvel Legends. They're fully
Yeah.
posable.
Oh,
they're
really?
really,
Nice.
yeah, they're really nice. Yeah.
You know, actually, who I would really like them to get? The live action Spider-Man from the Japanese Tokusatsu
Yeah.
is still around, but
Watch
there
this.
is rumor.
What?
Yeah, right over here.
Yeah, what?
There is rumor that he will be in Enter the Spider-Verse Part 2.
I can see that.
Because there was a conversation going
They
on.
Can just get his voice?
On Twitter, yeah. And somebody was like, well, what about this Spider-Man? He's like, if this gets over 200,000 likes, it went to a couple million.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
easily.
Question mark? We'll see.
How have we not learned? The internet has a voice, and it's a strong voice.
Yeah, we are
and
nerds.
If they want it, the nerds are strong.
I mean, service us.
Whatever, well, and that would not be surprising because, as you guys know, and maybe this is news to the listeners out there, I am also a big Hot Wheel collector.
Right.
I don't collect just Hot Wheels in general.
You're not the car guy. You're like the vehicle guy, right?
Right, movie vehicle or comic vehicle. I will get your standard car Hot Wheel if it comes on a board that has like a picture of Captain America. Even if the car has nothing to do, I'll get it.
That's where we vary. You give me a 1969 Mustang Shelby GT, I'm all over it. And I know to you guys, it's probably just letters and words, but yeah, for me, I'm like,
well, no. See, I think that's cool, but I'm not going to buy a Hot Wheel of it unless it's on a card that has Spider-Man or something. So anyway, but most of the stuff that I get is that kind of stuff related. And recently, they have just released. I finally picked it up. A special. It's one of those special $3 or $5 Hot Wheel cars of a Spider-Mobile done in the style of the Japanese TV show Spider-Man.
Really?
Wow.
And the back card has the Japanese TV show Spider-Man on it. So
I'll have to pick that up. That is something I want.
It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's one of the $3 ones or the $5 ones. It's not a regular Hot Wheel, but it's pretty cool. But why suddenly put that out if you weren't testing the waters? I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, maybe just money.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, he and Leo Pardon, the name of his Megazord, do show up in, the Spider-Verse series.
Yeah.
So he had a Zord, too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost just like the girlfriend in the Spider-Verse, that anime girl. Because she had a robot with her.
She had a robot. He has a full-on mech.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like an anime Megazord. Yeah.
He's got a Megazord. It's amazing.
Spider-Man with a Megazord. Okay.
Dude, it's great.
Well, that makes sense, though, for their culture. That totally makes sense.
And as you know, he always spouts Spider-Man's famous line from the comics, get ready, the emissary of hell has arrived.
Yeah, I remember seeing that all the time right on print.
Yeah, that's close enough.
What?
If I remember right, I think the origin is different too. I think they changed quite a bit.
He ate a spider and got it.
Yeah, it was
a spider.
He's a scientist, and I think there's some sort of like alien connection too, if I remember correctly, like an alien something or other that's connected to the Zord, and that's how he I don't know. Anyway.
That's awesome, though.
You can find them on YouTube.
I was just saying, everything's on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find some of the episodes on YouTube, but
it's crazy. Like the whole show, just wild.
There's a lot of that older Marvel stuff that I would love to see something like Multiverse start including. And Pistol, you mentioned Into the Spider-Verse animated stuff. I've heard a lot of talk that the Into the Spider-Verse movies, the new ones, are going to do for animated Spider-Man what No Way Home did for the live-action stuff, which would be great if that's the case. I would be all for that.
Bring me back Spectacular Spider-Man, please.
Right, yeah. Now, what I would love to see is I would love to see them go one step further after Into the Spider-Verse is done and go into an animated Into the Multiverse and connect all the Marvel animated stuff, because there is a fantastic Doctor Strange animated film from about 20 years ago. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
Oh God, I think I have it.
I have it. It's like... It was coming out at a time when Marvel had just started doing direct-to-DVD animated movies, and most of them were either or crap. Like the Iron Man one that they had put out was just crap. The Ultimate Avengers were they were okay. Yeah. But the Doctor Strange one is wonderful, and I would love to see something that connects all of the animated stuff now that it's all under one house.
Yeah. I wouldn't even mind if an animated character shows up in Multiverse of Madness.
But there's so many animated Spider-Man series, man. Like as you were
There-
saying, I
there
was just
are.
thinking, and I was like, dude, there was one where Neil Patrick Harris was the voice. It was
Yep.
like an MTV
Well,
one, and it was like
that could be why Into the Spider-Verse has been split into 2 films, you know,
And pushed
could've.
back 6 months.
and pushed back. Yeah,
probably. It's
and
like it's a lot of high-end actors to get to do their voices.
yeah. And to your point, Pistol, about seeing animated sequences in Multiverse of Madness, there is a rumor that we're going to now. Most people are assuming that it's the what if stuff, and it will
Right.
be a live like Roger Rabbit style, a live action Benedict Cumberbatch shows up in the what if animated world or something. I don't know. Again, that's all rumor, but
Sure, I'm here for it. I'm here for whatever madness they want to give us. Quite frankly.
As long as Spider Pig arrives.
No man,
Peter
John
Porker.
Mulaney voicing it.
Yep.
Oh
He's
man.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Gives him his mallet.
Yeah.
Hang on, this is precious to me.
So is there like one specific thing that you have to see in Multiverse of Madness that if it is not in there could potentially ruin the film for you guys?
Not that it'd ruin the film, but I deep down I would really love it if they were able to bring in the mutants. You know, I'm like, it's time, man. It's time, guys. Like, you bought them, you have them, bring them in.
Mhm.
You know, Multiverse of Madness would be cool if this was like Avengers 5, where all of a sudden, you know, like you see the whole team arrive, where it's like, hey man, we've got Daredevil, we've got Luke Cage, we've got Spider-Man, we've got Wolverine, we've got Professor X, we've got Thing, like, you know, like just overload bombard me with nerd stuff would be awesome. Like, hey man, instead of giving you 1,000 Easter eggs, how about one giant Easter egg? Cool.
I would like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get a little respect here.
See, I feel like they're in the Inhumans world.
Maybe.
I do. Like,
I don't remember if they...
You're talking about the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're connected to the Inhumans.
Okay.
And that was the whole thing, is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in their later seasons start really building up to the Inhumans, and that was supposed to be like the transition. Like, we're building up to Inhumans, then go watch the Inhumans now. And then that all flopped, and they were like, ooh, hey, redhead stepchildren, go away.
Yeah. Here's Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I watched up to Ghost Rider and then dropped off, and I
heard the Ghost Rider was good, though.
Yeah, I liked Ghost Rider.
Oh, the Ghost Rider stuff was awesome.
Because that's where I'm at now. I'm just now at the Ghost Rider stuff.
I want to pick it up again and finish it out, because I know the LMDs show up, and there's like another season or two. Yeah.
It was actually really cool all the way up until its initial cancellation announcement, because it did get sort of canceled, and then they suddenly backtracked and they were like, oh no, wait a minute, we're going to come back for like a season and a half and wrap up some stuff. And that was right around, I want to say, the time that Infinity War came out in the theaters. Okay. Because I remember watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they were dealing with the Kree and time travel and everything, and I remember thinking, they've got to connect this somehow, but yet if this is the last season, how in the hell are they going to connect this? Thanos is coming.
Right.
What in the world is going to happen? And it was really poorly connected. Now, I have not seen the 2 seasons that came out after that, and I've heard that those were pretty good, and they did a good job of loosely connecting more. But I haven't watched those yet. So
I felt Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was at its best, not when it was trying to keep pace with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but when they did their own thing, and it was just like, yeah, okay, that happened. Who cares? Here's Ghost Rider, motherfucker.
Yeah, like when they blurbed it, like, oh man, after what went down in Manhattan, you know, we got a lot to clean up. Anyway, Ghost Rider's here. Let's go see what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, that was fine. I'm like, yeah.
And cool. I was always fine with that. My only issue was after seeing Infinity War, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had not ended yet. I remember thinking, well, they're going to have to address this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody, half the universe's population just got wiped out, and you can't tell me that every single member of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. survived that, and they never, at least in my knowledge, they never addressed it. They could have in the seasons I didn't watch, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a want. It's what I wanted for Endgame too. I can't think of something that I'm just like, I need to have it or I'm ruined.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't have like that. Like, if it's not in there, I'm done with everything.
I would like, see, and that's the thing. It's not an Avengers movie, so if I'm like, I'd like, Cap Sam to show up. Like, does he really need to in this though? Not really. It's not an Avengers movie as much
Right.
as if anything, it's an off-world Avengers movie. So
I would like to see a Quicksilver.
mm,
Oh, so that reminds
you
me.
mean Boner?
Who? Who's Boner? What? What?
WandaVision?
Yeah, his name wasn't Boner, was
Yeah,
it?
it was. It was Ralph Boner. It was
Yeah, Ralph
long way
Boner.
for a joke.
Wow, that's a long.
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Yeah. Right over his
See?
head.
I didn't.
See, listers,
Yeah.
that's why you got to watch WandaVision. It's going to be important.
Really?
I don't
Yeah.
know. But...
His name was Ralph Boner. It was
Yeah, Ralph Boner, yeah.
Wow.
I thought it
okay.
was still funny. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like, here's the guy, just, shut the fuck up now, people. And it's like, fair enough.
I have heard though that the twins show up.
The
other
twins-
two, the boy twins, show up in this.
The twins are officially in it. That much has been confirmed. But
Okay.
it's
To
funny
me,
when
it's
you
just-
go to IMDb, there are not a lot of people confirmed.
There's not. I just looked at it, and I think it's like 6 or 7 people confirmed, and that's it.
Yeah. What about you, Hair Doctor?
Similarly to you guys, there's nothing that would ruin the experience in any way or ruin the film for me. I think if we don't get some sort of Mr. Fantastic or Fantastic Four thing, I would be a little bummed. I also, you know what would bum me out pretty hard is there is a rumor going around that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt will be in Multiverse of Madness as Reed Richards and Sue Storm from an alternate Earth.
Right.
And then that would be it. And that when the MCU do their FF, it'll be a totally different cast. If they do that,
That'd be
that
awesome.
will bum me out.
Really? Oh, because that means that they're not going to be.
Because
okay.
then that means they wouldn't be
Yeah.
the MCU. And I think that they would be perfect for the
I do too.
MCU. Now, if
And
they
everyone's like,
bring
well, John
in...
Krasinski's getting too old. Great, Mr. Fantastic's an older guy.
He should
So
be
it works out
older.
great.
He should be a little older.
Exactly.
And
He should be older.
yeah, he's getting older, but like...
He still looks fine.
He's in
Yeah,
amazing
he looks
shape.
good.
Like, it'll be fine.
I figured what would bum me out.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah. If this person shows up, I will be bummed.
Is it the Flash? Because it's gonna bum me out.
No, if it's Jared Leto's Morbius, I will be bummed.
Oh man, if Morbius.
Oh god. Did you guys see it?
Another movie I refuse to see.
Yeah, I haven't. Everyone's
Okay,
like, you
yeah,
haven't
me
seen
neither.
Morbius yet? And I was like, not to get off on a tangent, but I was like,
Bro,
no,
this has been nothing but tangents.
horror. Yeah, horror. Yes, I know. That's why I was like, nothing on another one. I was like, Morbius has been so bad, and the reviews are so horrible. And after some of the stuff I've heard from people who've seen it, where they were like, yeah, they cut all the Easter eggs. I was like, what? Like,
because Marvel's like, stop.
Yeah, like
this is shit.
Well, because again, it's not Marvel though. That's a Sony product.
No,
yeah, because it's
but
Sony.
Marvel has a
I
right
know,
to
but
a lot
I'm
of the
saying,
characters,
but it's Sony still. It's still a Sony thing. So they're like, we're gonna do whatever we want, and you're just like, learn.
There's only one character that shows up. You want to spoil it for you?
I know. Well, I know about the. So the Vulture scene's not a spoiler. They showed in the trailer, and I heard that part that they moved to now it's a post-credit scene.
I was just say that's the post-credit scene from what I hear.
And I went,
yeah.
what?
By the way,
And
quick
they're-
spoiler alert in case you cared. Nobody cares. It's Morbius. Who gives a
Nobody
fuck?
cares.
It's
Yeah.
Morbius.
Basically, yeah, and he shows up in the Vulture suit because
is.
he built it. Yeah, he builds the Vulture suit, which is not what he did. The Tinkerer
Right.
built it. Whatever.
Whatever.
And then
right.
he's like, "I bet a bunch of us should get together and do some things."
"Oh my gosh!"
It's like, fuck your Sinister Six, you fucking nerds, Sony. You.
Oh my
fucking nerds.
God.
I'm sorry to the editor editing.
yeah, that's
all
a lot
that.
of F's, man. Next time you do that,
I
you'll be like,
care about
"Please."
my Spider Verses, okay?
That's true. You do.
And Sony seems damnedest to ruin it for me.
They really are trying hard. Like, hey guys, what can we do to mess this up? Poop in a box, done.
Yeah.
Slap a Spider-Man sticker on it.
Boy, they really, yeah, man. Yeah, I will probably see Morbius eventually, but I probably will wait for streaming.
When it hits HBO Max
Sure.
on a
Maybe, yeah.
on a Sunday morning when I'm making my coffee and half asleep, I'll be like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta let the dogs out while they're
And,
pooping.
and
I'll
it would
watch
probably one of those things that you watch in pieces. Like, okay, I've
Yeah.
watched 30 minutes. That's all I can take right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear Matt Smith really chews scenery and is fantastic, but
I
everyone
know. I
else
heard he's great in it, but everyone else is
Well,
bad.
he's always,
But he's
always
great anyway. Yeah.
poor Matt Smith. I'm sorry, buddy.
Hey,
Well,
Multiverse of Madness. Be
Hey,
somebody
his
else.
paycheck cleared.
Yeah, that's
that's
and-
right. That's right. He, yeah,
and he's
yeah.
not big enough,
Sometimes,
they're like, we can't cast you anything else because you're a main character. Nope, keep casting him on all the side stuff.
Yeah.
Terrific. Keep
sure.
paying him.
Yeah, yeah.
He even wants to come back to be Doctor Who. He's petitioning to come
Yeah.
back to replace Jodie again.
She finishing?
She's
All right,
she's
sorry,
finishing up.
Doctor,
Oh yeah, we're
we're
tangenting
talking about
again.
one doctor today.
That's right.
But that's not the
Doctor
doctor.
Stephen Strange.
That's not the doctor.
Not the doctor.
The
And
master
not this doctor.
No,
of the mystic arts.
Now I don't know what's going on.
That's the normal.
I will tell you that maybe there should be a cameo in Multiverse of Madness of some of the characters from the movie Four Color Eulogy, because long before Benedict Cumberbatch was even cast as Doctor Strange, we have an entire scene where we discuss Doctor Strange in that film. Listeners, those of you who've listened for a long time, you know that Mr. X and I co-wrote and co-produced and co-starred in the film Four Color Eulogy about 7 or 8 years ago. You can find it on Amazon, and you can find DVDs online. But there is a scene in there where a bartender is flirting with Mr. X's character, and he said, she's like, well, what happened to your hand? He goes, I used to be an artist before I Doctor Stranged myself. And she's like, well, what does that have to do with anything? And he goes through this long diatribe about the backstory of Doctor Strange. So I think that there should be a Four Color Eulogy cameo in Multiverse of Madness. Damn it.
And just put Smurphy and I in there somewhere too. Yeah.
No background.
Yeah.
Background. But I want the Doctor to show up.
Yes.
And Doctor
I want
Strange.
to be just an average bystander in a Marvel movie. Like,
right?
What the hell is going to be brought on us today, huh?
Hey,
it's been about 5 months.
Hey,
what is it? Demon from the Earth or giant?
Just like somebody sitting at like a diner when like the Chitauri attack again. Or
right?
Me and Mrs. Smurfy tried our hardest when we were in New York. We would walk around and see signs. They were filming a movie at a certain time, and we'd try to go back at that time and just be like, we're crossing the street. And she'd be like, you see cameras? I don't see cameras. And then we leave. We'd be like, oh, maybe we'll get background.
I actually have a friend out in LA who does have a background cameo scene in Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when they go to the Apple store and they're doing stuff, he worked at that Apple store. So
that's awesome.
When they came in to shoot, rather than hiring a bunch of background actors, they used the staff that was there. And he happened to be an actor anyway, and you can see him. There's one shot where he's like standing right next to Chris Evans.
Oh, that's cute.
That's pretty cool. But
see, a lot of Hawkeye was when we were in New York.
So who knows? You could have.
Yeah, and we looked because every time we were like, "Ooh, ooh," I'm like, "No."
Is that Haley? Is that Haley?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right, sorry, we've gotten off topic.
Sorry, again.
Gotten the pizza dog. Yeah, we have, and actually we've tangented it enough that we're starting to run a little low on time here. But listeners, please jump on to all of our social media sites. Hit us up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can now, if you did not know, find us on TikTok, and I believe we're on Discord as well, right, guys?
We are. Yeah.
Yep.
And on Discord, tell us who you would be bummed to not see.
That's
or
right.
Bummed to see, I guess.
Yeah. Hit us up there, and be sure to follow us in all the other places, and let us know what you're looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fellas, that about does it for this episode. Maybe we'll have to do a. We keep talking and we keep threatening to do a new series called Master Geek Theater, which is a great idea. I don't know where that idea came from.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth giving anybody credit for that.
Whoever did it's an idiot. And I don't
like I guess so. But we keep threatening to do this. Maybe we'll start it off by doing a Master Geek Theater review
of DREDD. No, I agree.
Oh, of DREDD.
DREDD would be the best movie to do it of.
Yeah. Yes, there you have it, folks. A Master Geek Theater review of DREDD. This has been our, I don't know what you would call it, guys. Looking forward to Multiverse of Madness
/ tangents,
rambling rantings of geeks getting ready for Free Comic Day. I don't know.
Oh, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Tangents.
There you go, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Tangents. And until next time, folks, I am Dr. Impact.
I'm not a doctor, but kind of wish I was now, Smurphy.
Thank God. Glad you're not a doctor, Pistol Danger.
What he means is you and everyone you know should subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on every app possible.
Smurfy talks doctors.
Yeah. No.
That's horrible, man.
We're sticking with mine.
Fine. Whatever.
Play the tone.
I'm always in the middle. I'm always the meat of the sandwich.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.